Well, Grayson's back with us to take us on another gas tank getaway.
And these getaways are interesting places that we can get to on a tank of gas. And this one is a trip up into the Delta.
Heading into the Delta, yeah. We're traveling up to Cleveland, and when we get there, we're riding the rails, sort of, at the City of Cleveland's Martin and Sue King Railroad Heritage Museum.
The railroad built the Delta more than any other part of the state, I suppose. Just prior to the Civil War, the Delta was a bottomland hardwood forest, cypress swamps, and canebrake. And people got from place to place in boats on the rivers. Making the Delta into what it is today in simple terms was a three-step process. Build railroads in to haul out the trees, use the same rail lines to haul in the people, and then use the same rail lines to haul the cotton they raised to market. As highways became better and more abundant, the use of rails fell off to the point where most of the old rail beds have been removed. Some of the old rail beds have been plowed under. Others, like the railroad that used to run through Cleveland, have been paved over into walking trails. And not too far from the walking trail in downtown Cleveland is the Martin and Sue King Model Railroad Museum. In it are lots of artifacts from the real railroad, various tools and such. And then the centerpiece is the biggest O-gauge model railroad in Mississippi. Along it are townscapes that could be any town in the Delta from the 1920s through the 1960s. Stores and hotels and banks and movie theaters, even a drive-in theater with a movie showing on the screen. The namesake of the museum, Martin King, was mayor of Cleveland, and when the railroads that created the Delta started coming up, he decided something needed to be done to preserve the history of the railroad. So the Board of Aldermen purchased this elaborate setup from an aging Cleveland resident and created the museum. You know, one of the ways you can tell you're getting older is when you have the notion that model railroads don't go anywhere except in circles. But when you were a kid, if you had an electric train, it went anywhere in your imagination. As we age, we may not be able to regain our youth, but we can regain our imagination. And one way to start doing so is to go where we left it, on the loading dock of a small farm or a factory, along the infinite tracks of a model railroad.